Good afternoon. Previous session, we learnt about a strange case of Britain. In the topic, so we came to know that how the Great Britain so formed as the modern nation state, and even we understood about the dominance of the English on Scottish and Irish. So finally, according to the Act of Union 1707, which was resulted in the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. According to the Act of Union 1707, so between England and Scotland, it was resulted that the formation of United Kingdom, Great Britain. So and even we learnt about the how the Englishmen they are dominated on the Irish people also in Ireland. So finally, so the English they were successfully influenced their culture, and even so they were repressed other cultures and then others political institutions and all, and then they were systematically eliminated. So the symbols of the New Britain, like the British flag and even the national anthem and even the English language, so were actively promoted, and other the older nations survived only as subordinate patrons in this union. Now we are going to learn about visualizing the nation. Visualizing the nation. Oh, we knows that. Let's start with an example. So we used to call our nation Bharata, Bharatamate, Bharatambe. So in these different names, that means so here the country, the name of the country, specially personified with the female figure. ನಾವು ಭಾರತ ಅಂಬೆ ಅಂತ ಹೊರತು ಭಾರತ ತಂದೆ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯುವಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So, while it is easy enough to represent a ruler through a portrait or a statue, ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫಿಗರ್ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹೊರತು ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಂಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಮೇಲ್ ಫಿಗರ್. ಸೊ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಅದು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ statue and then portrait also. So, how does one go about giving a face to a nation? So, this is, I think, so ಭಾರತ ಮಾತೆ ಹೀಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ಭಾರತ ಮಾತೆ ದ ಫೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮುಖದ ಚಿತ್ರಣವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ just you can imagine how does one go about giving a face to a nation ಅನ್ನೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎದುರಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Artists in the 18th and 19th century, so they were found a way out by personifying a nation. They were personified. So in the other words, they represented a country as if it were a person. So they were compared the country with the person, especially with a female figure. With a female figure. See, nations were then portrayed as female figures. ಸೊ ಆ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಸೊ ಫಿಮೇಲ್ ಫಿಗರ್ನ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಭಾವಚಿತ್ರವನ್ನ ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಅವರು ಪರ್ಸಾನಿಫೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ದ ಆರ್ಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ 18th and 19th century. ನಾವು ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶಗಳು ಸಹ ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಸಾನಿಫೈಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದೇರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ವಿತ್ ದ ಫಿಮೇಲ್ ಫಿಗರ್ಸ್. So the female form that was chosen to personify the nation so did not stand for any particular woman in a real life. ಯಾರು ಭಾವಚಿತ್ರ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಫೋಟೋ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು? ಭಾರತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅಮೆರಿಕ ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ? ಸಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದ ಫಿಮೇಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ chosen to personify the nation so did not stand for any particular woman in real life. ಅವ್ರ ಅಸ್ತಿತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ರಿಯಲ್ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ the imaginary figure. So rather it sought to give the abstract idea of the nation a concrete form. So that is the female figure became an allegory of the nation. Allegory of the nation. So the female figure so became an allegory of the nation. See, just you can recall during the French Revolution, so artists used female allegory to portray ideas such as liberty, justice, and the republic. So how they were shown with the female figure? The artists they were portrayed with the female figure, including the concept or the ideas of the liberty, justice, and republic. See, these ideals were represented through specific objects or symbol. If they are using some symbol, that symbol indicates something. So as you would remember, the attributes of liberty are the red cap or the broken chain. So while justice is generally a blindfolded, all of you observe that even in Indian judiciary system also, there we can see in almost all every court a female figure with a blindfolded woman carrying a pair of weighing scales. ಸೊ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಪ್ಪು ಬಟ್ಟೆಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಭಾವಚಿತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಹಿಳೆಯ ಭಾವಚಿತ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೊ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಪೈರ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಶೋಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇವನ್ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ನ್ಯಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಎನಿ ಪಾರ್ಶಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ, ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನೇ. That's what. So, similar female allegories were invented by artists even in the 19th century also to represent the nation. So the 19th century's artists, so they were invented some of the allegories to represent the nation, to represent the nation. In France, she was christened Mary, a popular Christian name. So France country ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು actually so Christian name Marian. In France, okay, it's one of the popular Christian name. See, which underlined the idea of a people's nation. People's nation. So her characteristics were drawn from those of liberty and the republic. For example, the red calf, the tricolor, the cockade, even the statues of Marian were erected in public squares to remind the public of the national symbol of unity and to persuade them to identify with it. ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ನ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಚೌಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಸಹ ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಾರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಪೋಸ್? Why? They were erected in a public squares to remind the public of the national symbol of unity and persuade them to identify with it. So, Marian images were marked on coins and stamps also. Marian coin, I mean the images of the Marian were marked on coins also and even stamps also. So it is in Germany, sorry, France. Now, what about Germany? So, the Germany also used the same allegory of the German nation. So, who she used to call as a Germania. In German country, Germania. See, in visual representation, Germania wears a crown of oak leaves as the German oak stands for heroism, leadership. How she looks? Actually, the Germania wears a crown of oak leaves. The crown of oak leaves stand for heroism. ಸರ್ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅಲೆಗಾಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಲೆಗಾಯ? See, when an abstract idea is expressed through a person or a thing, an abstract idea, when it is going to be expressed through a person or a thing. So, an allegorical story has two meanings, one literal and one symbolic. For example, for instance, greed, envy, freedom, liberty, etc. etc. So, you see that the Germania figure which was given in the textbook, page number 23. So, Germania wears a crown of oak leaves. ಕಿರೀಟ ಯಾವುದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಹೋಕ್ ಎಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವೋಕ್ ಲೀವ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹೀರೋಯಿಸಮ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ದೇರ್ ವರ್ ಮೆನಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಜರ್ಮನಿಯಾ ಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ರಿನೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಹೋಕ್ ಲೀವ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸ್ವಾರ್ಡ್ or some other. Now let us discuss about the attribute and its significance. That means the meanings of the symbols. If you are using, for example, if we are holding our Indian tricolor flag means there is no doubt Indians. That is India's flag. That shows that. And we are using the different symbols as a national emblem also. So let us know that some of the symbols and those symbols meanings also. Attributes, so and significance. The first thing, that broken chain. Broken chain. So the significance of the broken chain, that shows that being free, being free, and breastplate with eagle, breastplate with eagle. So it's a stand for symbol of the German Empire and strength. Symbol of the German Empire and strength. See the breastplate with eagle. So that stayed symbol of the German Empire and strength. And crown of oak leaves, crown of oak leaves. So it's a stand for, already you knows that, heroism. Oak, I mean the oak leaves, which especially the crown of oak leaves, that stands for heroism. Then sword. So sword actually stands for readiness to fight. Readiness to fight. And olive branch around the sword. Olive branch. So olive branch around the sword stand for willingness to make peace. Willingness to make peace also. And black, red, and gold tricolor. Black, gold, and red tricolor. So this black, red, and gold tricolor that stands for liberal nationalists in 1848, which was banned by the dukes of the German states. It is actually this black, gold, and red tricolor flag. So it was stand for, it was the flag of the liberal nationalists. Flag of the liberal nationalists. And rays of the rising sun. Rays of the rising sun. So the rays of the rising sun stand for beginning of a new era. Beginning of a new era. ಸೊ ಹೊಸ ಕಾಲದ ನೂತನ ಯುಗದ ಆರಂಭವನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. So these were the different symbols and the significance and meaning of those symbols. So the broken chain stands for being free and breastplate with eagle. Breastplate with eagle, so that stands for German Empire and its strength. German Empire and strength. So breastplate with eagle, so that's the stand for, that is the symbol of the German strength, I mean the German strength and the German Empire. And crown of oak leaves. So the crown of oak leaves stands for heroism. And sword. So you often knows that. So that indicates a readiness to fight. Sword stands for readiness to fight. And olive branch around the sword. So that stands for willingness to make peace also. So readiness to fight also, and willingness to make peace also, if the sword covered with the olive branch. That shows the willingness to make peace. And black, gold, and red tricolor flag. So this black, red, and gold tricolor flag, so it was used by the liberal nationalists in 1848. And this flag It was banned by the dukes of the German states. It was banned by the dukes of the German states. And the rays of the rising sun. The rays of rising sun that shows the beginning of a new era. Beginning of a new era. That means, so Vasa Yugada Udayada. So this is what we can understand that. So how artists during 18th and 19th century, how they were portrayed in their paintings and personified the nation, and even so with the different symbols also. So all these different symbols or stand for different. These are all have its own significance, and even present days also the most of the world countries so personified with the female figure. So none of the country in the world which is going to be personified with a male figure. ಸೊ ನೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾತೆ, ದ ಮದರ್, ಗಾಡೆಸ್. ಸೊ even the artists also, everyone, each and so whatever it may be, then the another one thing, so whatever they were going to show with the female face, actually the female form that was chosen to personify the nation did not stand for any particular woman in real life. Any particular woman in our real life. This is just a personification, which was actually by the poets, by the artists, by the scholars to show. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಸೊ ಮಾತೆಯ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಮಾತೆಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಒಂದು ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯ ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ ಇವನ್ in the France country Marianne, and in German country Germania. So like that only even during that time. So it was very clear that during 18th and 19th century the artists, so they were personified the nation with a female figure and some other symbol. With the others, because the different symbols are shows the different. The for example, these symbols, these attributes are stands for. It has their own significance and stand for, and it gives the different meanings. So I hope dear students, so you may understood about visualizing the nation. The next class we are going to learn about one of the interesting topic about the Balkan issue under the topic nationalism and imperialism. Thank you. Have a nice day.